Taylor Sheridan's Landman is at its best when it leaves its most controversial scenes out, and 2 recent episodes prove it. Though Landman is based on the true story of oil field workers in the Permian Basin of West Texas, it also features stories from several other walks of life. From Cooper's, Jacob Laughlin, working-class perspective to Monty's, John Hamm, elite business perspective, Landman provides a comprehensive view of the oil industry and the people who are part of it. Unfortunately, not every part of that comprehensive view has been for the best. Since it began, much of the controversy Landman has received has centered around 2 of Landman's characters, Angela, Ali Lata, and Ainsley, Michelle Randolph. The mother-daughter duo are more concerned with partying and finding rich men to marry than anything else, and they can frequently be seen parading around in bikinis or similarly skimpy outfits. Several viewers have taken issue with how Landman sexualizes Ainsley, who is a 17-year-old. A big reason those scenes are so controversial is because they're not entirely necessary to the show's narrative, a fact that Landman Episode 6 already proved. Landman Episode 6 is better without controversial Ainsley and Angela scenes. Landman Episode 6 was much more dramatic and intense without the distraction of Ainsley and Angela's controversial scenes. Michelle Randolph as Ainsley holding a coffee jar in Landman. Landman Episode 6 was arguably the best of the season so far, and it actually proves that the show doesn't need to put Angela and Ainsley in bikinis. Aside from a few side stories about Tommy meeting with Monty and Angela dealing with her husband, Landman Episode 6 mostly deals with the fallout of the attack on Cooper's life from the previous episode. As such, there's no room for Ainsley or Angela to wear bikinis at all, and Landman Episode 6 was better for it. It felt much more focused than other episodes of Landman, and its drama was much deeper. One of the biggest reasons Landman Episode 6 felt like the best of the season is because it actually gave Angela and Ainsley something to do. Instead of lounging around and causing mischief for Tommy, they both got a chance to connect with Cooper and express their worries and fears. Angela even got to have a somewhat triumphant moment where she left her husband, and Ainsley got to butt heads with Cooper even more. Landman Episode 7 brought back the skimpy outfits for Angela and Ainsley during their fitness class, but it also followed Episode 6's lead and gave them some character development at the nursing home. Landman's Norris family drama is the heart of Taylor Sheridan's show. Landman could easily focus more on the Norris family's dynamics than Angela and Ainsley's sexuality. While it may use the oil industry as its main source of action and West Texas as its setting, Landman is really a story about the Norris family. The story of Tommy trying to keep Cooper from becoming him while also juggling Ainsley's transition into adulthood is the most universal part of the entire show. Likewise, Angela's attempts to restart her family and correct the mistakes that tore them apart are just as tragic as any of the deaths on the patch so far. The Norris family is the heart and soul of Landman, and diving deeper into their dynamic is clearly a recipe for success. The Norris family's dynamics are the most important part of Landman, but moving away from showing different sides of Angela and Ainsley also helped the recent episode succeed. In just 2 episodes, they've gone from one-dimensional sex objects to characters with realistic and compelling desires, motivations, and fears. It was a lot easier to be interested in Angela and Ainsley's story in Landman Episode 7 than it was in Episode 5, and it's because they've done more than go sunbathing and get drunk. If Landman keeps expanding on Angela and Ainsley's characters, it may leave its most controversial feature behind entirely.